Every single place in the world usually has an history that happened before that place exists until nowadays in every single world. My name is Arsy Ramadan, so today I would like to present my final project that entitled The Biography of John Smith. So without any further ado, let's start the discussion. John Smith was a British soldier who was founder of the American colony of Jamestown in the early 16th centuries. He made his way to America to have the governor of the British colony of Jamestown. After allegedly being saved from the death by Pocahontas, he established trading agreements with native tribes. John Smith believed that he believed to have been born in 1579 or 1580 in Lincolnshire, England. After a merchant apprenticeship, Smith decided to live on a combat and serve with the English army abroad. He established trading agreements with native tribes, with the governing tactic called intuition. He returned to England in 1609 and became a staunch advocate of colonization via his published work. In this case, actually, he also became a sailor. And in another hand, because his choices to decide live in combat and become a serf with English army abroad, he worked as a servant in the person that who has a very kind heart, because the owner of that house very kind, so she don't want see John Smith become a slave, and that's why she sent John Smith to her brother's house. And in her brother's house, John Smith became a farmer and also a servant. But because the treatment that given by her brother was not good, so John Smith was killed him by his hand, and he returned to England in the early 16th centuries. Back to the track in Britain, Smith produced and published a report of Virginia that include detailed description of tribal communities, flora, fauna, and overall topography. And in 1614, he visited the coast of Maine and Massachusetts and came up with the name New England. And that name described the region as well as design certain bodies of water. And after that, Smith met Pocahontas, and after she traveled to England in 1616 with her husband John Rolfe and her son Thomas. They believed that Smith was dead, but she was astonished that he never informed that he was alive. And yeah, because of that meeting, she could see that if Smith is still alive. The settlement was named Jamestown and would eventually be known as the first permanent British North American colony. And on December 6, 1606, the journey to Virginia began on the three ships. The first one is the Susan Constant, the second one is the Godspeed, and the last one is the Discovery. In 1607, there are 104 English men and boys arrived in North America to start a settlement. In May 13th, they picked Jamestown, Virginia for their settlement. So it means that process that makes the Jamestown become the name of that place, and the person who give the name for the place is their king. His name is James First. After all of his journey, Smith continued his life to increase his focus on his writing. He published more books and that detail about his time abroad. He pushed for imperialism and colonization of the New England. There are some of his book works include the General Histories of Virginia in 1624. After that, the True Travels, Adventure and Observation of Captain John Smith in 1630, and Advertisement for the unexperienced planters of New England or anywhere in 1631. And after that, Smith tended to lie about vainglorious recount his exploit and his scholarship in his life. And after that, he died or he passed away in London on June 21st in 1631. So, in conclusion, I believe that every place, everything that exists in the world has their own history. Not only something, but people also. So that's all about my presentation. My name is Arsy Ramadan. Thank you.